Hey, my name is Chad. This video we're going to get into seating my 108 Hornady bullets for my 6 Creedmoor PRS rifle. So let's take a look at how we're going to do this. So first up, what I want to try is I'm going to use this datum measuring tool to get my base to ogive measurement, and this comes from Creedmoor Sports, so it's got multiple sizes around it. So I've got it set for the 243 bullet diameter. And easy way to do this is I'm just going to take my factory 108 Hornady match ammunition that I have been using. It seems to be grouping pretty well in my rifle, so I'm going to duplicate this as much as possible with my first loads on this, just to get an initial seating depth, and from there, fine tune once I get my powder charge settled on. So I've got this loaded up on the caliper. We're going to zero it out. So we'll start at 0, and then all we're going to do, bullet inside, and I like to give it a little bit of a twist, and so that's going to give me a base to ogive right about 2.222. Jot that down. I'm going to measure a couple. So also 2.223, right there, 2.222. So I think that's what I'm going to shoot for, 2.222 for my base to ogive measurement. So this here is my Mech Marksman. What I did with this is I swapped out the bushing that it came with the Hornady system so that I can use lock and load bushings and have a quick change system. So I have not set up this sizing die yet, but I've got it kind of set up ready to go. What I'm going to be using is going to be the Redding 6 Creedmoor, their Type S match die set. It comes with their micrometer seater, and I went ahead and got this kind of preset, so it presses up the seating stem that's in there, or the shaft that comes up, and backed off, locked the die ring in, so I should have good clearance here. See, my arm comes all the way down to the stop, and I've got clearance up here. What I'm planning on using is these Hornady 108 ELD Match bullets. That's what I've been having the best luck with so far. And ideally, I'm thinking that I'll be able to get a pretty close estimate by just running this up and coming down with this adjuster, and see if I can feel when I get right close to where there it goes. Yep, so I feel some tension right there. So I'll probably back up just a hair, and let's try seating one of my own. Okay, so I want to show you something here. So what I do with my cases here when I'm working up a load, so you can see I've got my 38.9 note, I've got those in a line, my 39.2, 39.5, 39.8, and 40.1. So I keep them all separated on separate sides, alternating. Just helps me keep them straight when they're in the case. So we'll do these kind of one batch at a time, and let's just see how this goes. So let's see how this works out. I haven't actually fully loaded bullets in a while, so I don't know if I remember how to do this. Boop. Okay. So I can feel that definitely had some tension to it. All right, so we're going to check our depth here. So we're looking for 2.222, 223 on our base to ogive. Well, that worked out. We're pretty close, 2.241. So let's come down 5. Come down about 8 on the markings here. And that gets us to 2.23. One down there. Should give us about 7 more. Now we're down to that fine tuning 2.226. This one gets me. I'll admit I'm getting nervous right now. Okay, that's going to work. See, we got 2.222 right there. That's the number I was looking for. So drop that back in place. Now the real test is going to be, will that stay with a new one going all the way from nothing all the way down. Whoop. Okay, let's see what we're at here. Moment of truth. So, and I got another 2.222. So I'm quite pleased with that. So obviously, it's going to take me a little bit to finish loading up. What do I got here? 5, 10, 15, 20. So I got 25 total. So what I'm going to do, get these loaded up, and then we'll go out to the range, see if we can figure out which one of these are grouping better. Okay, so now we're out at the range. Got the lab coat on, so we're going to get some official data here. I've got my notepad, my rifle, got Garmin Chrono set up, so we're going to, run all these, and we'll get some speeds. I don't know where it's going to hit at the actual target, since this will be different than what I have it zeroed for, but we're just looking for groups and speeds and see if we can get some info from these 5 loads and see what's going to work best out of my rifle. See if we can get an idea of where we need to fine tune from this starting batch. So I'm not going to bore you with all of these shots. It'll take a few minutes. So we'll talk once we get done with this. Take a look at it probably back at the house because it is really cold right now and I need to put on a real jacket. All right, talk to you in a bit. Okay, we're back home from the range and I hope, let me look. Yep. You better make sure you're subscribed because we were just out in some freezing cold weather to try and test these rounds. And we're back home. I've got the doctor coat on. We've got our calipers ready to go. So let's take a look at these groups and see how they ended up. So let's go over this here. So this was the first group. And so this one was kind of weird. It was like 34, 35 degrees outside, so it was very cold. This one had a low of 29.12 and a high of 29.44, so that gave me an extreme spread of 32.2. And when I take out the first shot, which would have been the coldest of the cold bore shots, drops my extreme spread to 19.5 and my standard deviation to like 7.4. So overall, not too bad of a group. Not the best group, but fairly decent on the spread. Then I moved over here. This was my 39.2 charge. This one was pretty great. Had an extreme spread of 10.7, standard deviation of 4.1. So, that was pretty great. Without that, not too bad of a group, but, out of the 5, about 0.8 inches. Then I moved up to this one here. So with my 39.5 charge, had about a 0.75 inch group, but my extreme spread was 20.4, standard deviation 6.8, 2964 for an average speed. That one's not too bad. We're going to test that one again. And then this one here. So this guy had a 29.75 speed, group size 0.64. Extreme spread of 11.8 and a standard deviation of 5.1. So this one is my favorite group out of all of them. And then the last group, so this guy down here. So I will admit that I was very cold when we got to this point. That had an average speed of 3,000. Larger group, the sun had already gone down. I was fairly cold at this point, and I don't know if that's just me wobbly, my glasses were fogging up, and I was just very cold. So, and it was kind of getting dark. So that's not a good group, but had 24.4 stream spread and an 8.1. So currently my plan is I'm going to load up 10 more of each of this, and this, like the middle three charge weights, and then we'll come back and see how it does from there. So my best group had a 0.64. You know what? I'll take that for, just a small 5-round group with just testing some powder charges currently. I haven't started testing any seating depth, anything like that. So currently my plan is the middle 3 charge weights seem to be the best so far as extreme spread and the standard deviation. Like they were already single digits, 4, 5, and 6.8 for standard deviation. I'll take that. I mean, that's a third to a fifth of what the factory Hornady match ammo was out of my rifle, and that's a huge improvement already. But I think I'm going to load up 10 each of the 39.2, 39.5, and 39.8. We'll repeat this test hopefully on a little bit warmer day and see if we can't figure out which one is going to have a better extreme spread and standard deviation over a wider sample. And then from there, I'm not too worried about the group size right now. Ideally, I can get a good charge weight that is going to be very consistent in my rifle, and then I can use my tuner and shrink the group down. So I'm not as worried about that, but obviously starting from a good position is never a detriment. So we'll see how it goes in the next couple of tests, but I think this first one definitely off to a good start. So thank you very much for checking out my video on seating my bullets and taking them out to the range. I didn't want to bore you with the shots. I spent quite a few minutes out there and it was very cold and kind of miserable. So be glad you missed that part of it. But now that we got some good information, we're off to a good start. We'll keep on going, get better and better with this load development. And if you want to keep seeing that, make sure you're subscribed. Follow along, see how we do at the next match in 2 weeks from yesterday. And down to the last home stretch of getting ready for the next match, I'll probably just run the factory ammo since I don't have to stress about me doing anything wonky before then. So I hope you all had a great New Year's night. I'm looking forward to seeing what 2024 can bring. Don't forget, we're almost to 1,000 subscribers. I've got a few things planned that I want to have a giveaway, send out some cool hats and t-shirts. So make sure if you're not subscribed, go ahead, hit that button, follow along. I really appreciate it if you like this video. Share it out with anybody that's interested in reloading. I'm going to take you along on as much of this load development as I can as I'm getting this round worked up for my PRS rifle. So I want to make sure, share that with all of you guys. I really appreciate every single one of you guys that watches my videos, and I can't wait to see what happens for the rest of the year. It's going to be a pretty fun one. You don't want to miss it, so make sure you're following along. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you later. Bye.